You ever think your anniversary would end with divorce papers? Well, mine did. But here's the twist. Those papers didn't come from my husband. They came from my father-in-law. And the envelope I handed back to him? Let's just say, it left him completely speechless. This is the story of how one family secret turned my marriage upside down, and why I'll never look at anniversaries the same way again. So, hi. I'm Melissa, 32 years old, and I live in Dallas, Texas. 3 years ago, I married Jason, my college sweetheart, my partner in crime, and honestly, the love of my life. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but whose is? We worked through fights, money problems, even job stress, but through it all, we had each other's backs. Now, the one thing that always made our relationship complicated? Jason's father. Let's call him Richard. Richard was intense, old school, controlling. He believed he knew what was best for his son, and unfortunately, I never quite fit his vision of a perfect wife. I wasn't the homemaker type. I had a career in marketing, I earned my own money, and I had opinions I wasn't afraid to share. To Richard, that meant I wasn't submissive enough. And trust me, he made sure I knew it. Fast forward to our 3rd wedding anniversary. I'd been planning a special dinner at home. Candles, wine, Jason's favorite steak. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. I wanted it to feel intimate, romantic, like we were reconnecting after months of work stress. Jason's father, though, he had other plans. He called that morning, saying, "I'll be stopping by tonight. I've got something for you both." Now, let me be clear. Richard never just stopped by. If he said he was coming, it meant drama was about to walk through the door. But Jason, being the peacekeeper, told me, "Let's just let him come. Maybe it's a gift. Maybe he's trying to be nice." So I bit my tongue. Dinner. Time came. The table looked beautiful. Jason lit the candles, and just as I poured the wine, ding-dong. There he was, Richard, suit-pressed, cologne strong, carrying a single white envelope. At first, I thought maybe it was a card, or maybe even a check. That would have been nice, right? But no. Richard walked right in, sat down without asking, and looked at Jason, then at me. And with this smug little smirk, he slid the envelope across the table. "Happy anniversary," he said. "This is my gift. To you, Melissa." I froze. Jason looked confused. And when I opened that envelope, my jaw nearly hit the floor. Inside were divorce papers. Divorce papers. Richard leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, and said, "It's time you stop dragging my son down. Sign them and do what's best for everyone." My heart was pounding. Jason jumped up, shouting, "Dad, what the hell is this?" But Richard didn't even flinch. He looked right at me, like I was the enemy. "You've changed him. He's not the man he used to be. I won't watch my son waste his life with you." Now, here's where things got interesting. Because what Richard didn't know was that I had my own envelope. See, for months, I'd been piecing together something. I suspected Richard wasn't just a controlling father. He was hiding something big. And guess what? I was right. 2 weeks earlier, I'd found bank statements in our mail pile by accident. Richard had been borrowing money from Jason's old college fund. Money Jason didn't even know still existed. And not just a little. Money. Tens of thousands of dollars. When I asked my lawyer friend to look deeper, we found even more. Richard had debts. Gambling debts. And he'd been secretly funneling money through Jason's name. So, yeah, I had receipts, and I put them in an envelope. I wasn't planning to use them that night, but when he threw divorce papers in my face, well, let's just say the timing felt perfect. I reached under the table, pulled out my envelope, and slid it across to him. "Funny," I said, "because I've got a gift for you too." Jason looked at me, confused. Richard opened the envelope, and the second he saw the documents, his face turned pale. Inside were copies of all the bank statements, debt records, and even an email exchange with a loan shark, demanding payment. Jason's eyes went wide. "Dad, what is this?" Richard stammered. He tried to laugh it off. "This is nonsense. She's making things up." But Jason wasn't stupid. I said calmly, "If you think I'm lying, maybe we should all sit down with a lawyer tomorrow. Or better yet, the police." You could hear a pin drop. Jason stared at his father. And for the first time, I saw it. The moment Jason realized his dad wasn't just difficult, he was dangerous. Richard pushed back his chair, grabbed his envelope, and stormed out. But not before muttering, "You'll regret this." The rest of the night was a blur. Jason and I sat there, stunned, candles still burning, food untouched. Instead of celebrating 3 years of marriage, we were staring at the wreckage of family trust. Over the next week, things unraveled fast. Jason confronted his dad again, this time with a lawyer present. Richard finally admitted he had gambling debts. He'd been desperate. And in his twisted mind, he thought pushing me out would give him access to Jason's money again. It was heartbreaking, because despite everything, Jason loved his dad. But betrayal like that? It cuts deep. We decided to cut contact, for now. It wasn't easy. Family ties run deep. But protecting our marriage came first. Looking back, I realized that night taught me something powerful. Marriage isn't just about two people. It's about boundaries. It's about protecting each other, even from the people we thought we could trust. And here's the kicker. Our anniversary could have ended with divorce papers, but instead, it ended with the truth finally out in the open. Jason and I, we're stronger than ever. We still have challenges, sure, but now we know we can face anything, together. As for Richard, well, let's just say he won't be handing me gifts anytime soon. So, here's my question for you. If you were in my shoes, would you have handed him that envelope? Or would you have stayed quiet just to keep the peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you found this story as wild as I did living it, make sure to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable real-life stories. Because trust me, this was just the beginning.